Hello again, Jeff Holman with Intellectual Strategies. I am going to share with you in this video another tool that you can use to evaluate your invention. The last video I shared with you was back from the end of September. I had used an Inventicator tool from inventioncity.com, and I got a score that was favorable. It's not the highest score, but it was in kind of the push forward, the keep going type of range. And so I'm doing that. Now I want to get another assessment, just using a different tool from a different place. And this tool, Steven Selikoff, he's also one of the people who I've got on my mastermind list. I've reached out to him. He has a book from the Product Development Academy. I think it's actually productdevelopmentacademy.com. You can go there. You can sign up for his help. He helps a lot of inventors go through this process start to finish, kind of like what I'm doing, and even going over into Asia, back when that was possible before COVID, and setting up manufacturing and things like that. So he's got a lot of great material. He's got a book out, and I believe if you go on Amazon or Kindle or wherever it is on like the 12th of every month, he can let you download it for free. So it's probably worth it to get it for free, but it's probably also worth it to get it even if you had to pay for it, if you want to get it sooner. So it's I forget the name of the book, but if you look up Steven Selikoff, Product Development Academy, you're going to find it. So this is from that book. And this is what he does with his scorecard. So let me walk you through the criteria. This is a little rougher, perhaps, than the other assessment that I did, which had more criteria and a lot of different answers. Here I just have a number of questions, and I just rewrote them here in my notes so I could have them and so I could answer them each, yes, probably, or no. And I tried to keep it simple. I guess I could have gone through like a scoring, 1 through 10 or whatever, but he's got a scoring scale down here that's basically set up for a 1 if it's a yes and a 0 if it's a no. And where you want to be is ideally you'd be in the 12 to 15 range. If you're not in the 12 to 15, then you want to be in the 9 to 11. If you're below 9, you're probably on the fringe or below the threshold for moving forward and might want to look for a different project. At least that's the way that Steven has set this up. So my project let's just go through these 15 questions briefly. Does the product solve a problem? Yes, it does. And let me remind you, I did this assessment around the end of September. It was before I had done any surveys. I've now done 2 surveys. So as we're going through this, these are my answers from back 2.5 months ago. I'm curious now to see if my answers change at all in the process. You're going to get this. I'm recording this as I go through it. I might change some of these answers. We'll see. So, does the product solve a problem? Yes, it does. I have talked with people. I know that problem is more of a problem in the travel scenario than it is in the scenario of storing your equipment at your home. Although some people recognize it there too. But travel, it was quite a big problem. Does the product fulfill a customer desire? And this is different from does it provide a solution? Like the customer desire is more about, is there something the customer wants? Like my solution is to store your gear in a much more organized, accessible way. That's sort of the customer desire, but I think the customer desire is much more than that. The customer just wants to find their stuff. You don't want to get up and go for a 5 a.m. run and have to rummage around your house trying to find your headlamp because you misplaced it and you don't know where it is. And so the desire is more about what's the emotional desire that the customer wants. And then the problem solution is more about the actual, what I would call functional benefits of having of what you're doing to solve the problem. Anyway, so I think those are both yes. Is the product innovative? And in this sense, I think that means Would people see it as new? And also, would you be able to get a patent on it potentially? And I think the answer is yes to that, to both those questions too. Is the product trending or in a popular niche? I don't know. Generally, I don't know that duffel bags are in a trending niche. I think that there's a lot of there, and we'll go through this in another video, but there's been a lot of successful Kickstarter campaigns or crowdfunding campaigns around new types of bags and travel bags and things like that. So I think that's a positive. I don't know that duffel bags as a whole is a growing category. I do know that running and cycling, as far as recreational activities go, and purchasing equipment and gear around that has been a growing industry. So that's a positive. But I put a probably there instead of a full-on yes, because I'm not totally certain. Let's see. And just for full disclosure here and transparency, I did not count that probably as a yes. I didn't count it as a 1. It's maybe a half or something like that, but I didn't count it in my scoring. You can see that down here below where I have my yeses and my nos, and I put the probablys in between. Number 5, is the product IP protectable? Yes, it is. From my patent search I've done and my experience of almost 20 years doing patents, I firmly believe I can get a patent on this, and I think I can probably actually get a pretty good patent on this. Is the product consumable? Meaning, do you use it and it's done? No, not really. I have duffel bags from 30 years ago sitting in different places in my house. So it's not something that's going to wear out and you're going to buy a new one and have to replace it on a monthly basis or something. So no, it's not consumable. And the downside to that is people buy it once and they might not buy it again. So you have to get new customers for sales instead of repeat customers. Does it have a large addressable market? Yes, it does. It's, as I saw before when I was doing research with the Inventicator app, the sports bag area is almost a $2 billion industry. Travel bags I think it came up to be like $15 billion industry. So yes, those are very large markets, and I don't, of course, span the entire breadth of those markets, but I fit within what are very large markets already. Is it Instagram worthy? I'm not an Instagram guru here, so I don't know. I don't know if it is or not. I could see some people picking it up and saying, yeah, this is great, but I'm not sure that it's like one of those viral types of things where somebody picks it up and then the whole world wants to see a million different views of this thing. So I don't know. So I put a probably. That really means maybe, but it's not considered a yes in the calculations here. Is it simple to manufacture? The answer to this is yes. Now there's a caveat that I've learned that some of what I'm doing is a little bit more expensive to do. But is it simple? Yeah, it's simple. There's a lot of products out there that have different features that I'm combining in a new way, and it's simple to manufacture. So that's also a yes. Are there product benefits and functionality? Are the product benefits and functionality easily understood? Yes. That should actually be a yes, because now that I've surveyed people and asked people about that, I know that my target group has a better understanding of the clear benefits of this. By seeing it, they can understand exactly how it works. So that actually would be a yes at this point, and that would move that up to a 11 instead of 10. Does the product have a discrete and marketable customer base? Yes, it does, in the sense that there are some I know that the certain segments of the running community needs a product like this. They travel with their gear and it gets messed up and it gets lost and it gets jumbled. And I've gone on trips where I know I have packed some of my running gear and I can't find it. And I usually only take 2 carry-ons. I'll go on a 2-week trip if I need, but I will take 2 carry-ons and I still can't find something that I've jammed into a pocket somewhere or whatever it is. So yes, this has a discrete and marketable customer base. I'm actually part of that, and I understand that customer base pretty well, I believe. Can it have variations? Yes, it can. Now, a lot of those variations might be in size, different sizes, and then some in the features. So I think that there are possibility for variations in a few different ways and combinations of ways. Is it scalable into a full product line? I actually think that it is. I think that the concept and the branding around this could be scalable into a full product line. Now, I don't know exactly what that looks like at this point, but I could see, if that means having a dozen products that are all built around this same concept or under the same brand, then I think that's a very realistic possibility. So I'm going to keep that as a yes. And let's see. 14. Is the product small size and easily transportable? It's a duffel bag. So it's kind of an interesting question. I think this is, if you look at it from a shipping perspective, can I make and ship this thing pretty easily? Yeah, you can put this into a smaller packaging and ship it out pretty easily. It doesn't compress down quite as much as a duffel bag that doesn't have the same features, but it can still compress down pretty small. And in any case, it's as small as any bag or backpack, more or less, that you would buy online. So I'm not worried about that from a small and easily transportable from a shipping perspective. From a use perspective, it's a duffel bag, and it's meant to be filled with stuff just like any other duffel bag. So I don't think that has any impact on this question either way. And so I'm going to say, based on the shipping perspective, yes, this is a relatively small and easily transportable product. Does it have subscription potential? No, I just don't think it does here. And so I'm not really worried about that. So doing that, then the score comes out at this point. Now I'm going to correct this while I'm here to an 11. One of those probablys went to a yes. Which one was it? Instagram. Yes. Yes. So that's the score. So before it was a 10. After surveying it, went up by 1. In either case, I'm kind of in this light green go for it category, and I'm comfortable with being there. For my intents and purposes, I think that's a great place to be. So I'm going to leave it at that. So I've now got two. I've got the Inventicator and I've got the Product Development Academy scorecard. I've got 2 different assessments that I think are pretty consistent with each other. They come at the evaluation from very different ways. One has a lot of different questions. This one has 15. Yes, no, and I threw in the maybes or probablys. The other one has, as many as 5 or 6 choices per question. So very different ways. I feel like I came in about the same, about the same kind of on the upper half of the second best tier in both of those. So I feel pretty good about that. And that's what I'm trying to get here. I'm trying to gauge how good can I feel about this. I don't want to get lost in the fact that I created this and so therefore it must be the best thing in the world, because it might not be. I come up with a lot of other things that aren't necessarily the best thing in the world, right? But I feel really good about this. And I think that the scoring from different perspectives validates each other and allows me to take the next steps to keep going in the process. I'll share more more of the things that I did after this in the next coming up videos. By the way, I'm creating a YouTube channel around this and the other aspects of my law firm. If you like what you're seeing here, I invite you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I say that now and it feels kind of weird because I've never asked anyone to subscribe to a YouTube channel before. And frankly, as of this very minute, I have 1 video posted up there. Now, I know by the time you see this, there'll be at least 6 videos posted up there, maybe 7. I don't remember which one this is. There'll be a number of videos, and I've got about 30 or 35 more videos to come so far where I'm at in the process. So over 2.5 months, about 35 videos. And they'll likely be posted before some of you even see this video for the first time. But I invite you to like and subscribe. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow along. That helps me and helps you stay connected. And I think it's good for all of us. So anyway, catch you soon. Bye.